So welcome back to Orchid House. I'm Olivier in Fort Lauderdale, and first of all I wanted to thank everybody who's tuning in regularly to my channel. A few days ago I reached 200,000 views, and so I guess I'm hoping I can contribute to everybody getting a little bit better growers. I myself, I learn every day, so this is what orchid growing is all about. So today I want to talk about Catasetum dormancy. The season is winding down, and you have to start treating them differently. So this time of the year I rearrange everything. So here you have all the plants that are still in full growth, that I will continue watering and fertilizing on a regular schedule. There's obviously species like Spizii or Vinaceum, which are very late bloomers. They should bloom in January or February. They came out of dormancy very late, so to them this is they are still in full drive. There's a bunch of plants in spike still, so those obviously get the normal treatment. There's Cycnochis, Mormodis. They're actually in a different area, but here you have Cycnochis cooperi in spike, Cycnochis Warshawitzi in spike as well. So those obviously still get watered normally and fertilized normally. Obviously the days are shorter, the temperatures are lower, so it's not as much watering and as much fertilizing as in July or August, but still. Now what happens here, the growth season, the plants were blooming and then growing, and then now you start having this. And I must say I only have like 10% of my Cataseums that are actually dormant. But so this plant this morning when I picked it up, these two leaves fell off. So you see there's more coming. It had two new bulbs this year. This one is much smaller, didn't bloom. The big bulb here bloomed twice. But obviously, so this is basically winding down. And so this I'm going to put aside actually and entirely stop watering and fertilizing. There's a section where I put plants that I still water. Like I reduce the watering in half because while they are not yellowing, they've bloomed several times. Obviously there's no obvious reason to believe there's anything left for this growing season, so I put them aside. I water them a little bit but not too much, and then there's a section where these are waiting to be fully dormant. I don't water and don't fertilize them, and then once they are fully dormant they go on the other side underneath an overhang, and so they won't get any water at all. So if you want to know when to start watering, how to repot, I refer to other videos I made, and I'll post a link below the video if you're interested. But so here you have this one. This also is a plant that obviously is going into dormancy. Another one here had several new bulbs this year. It's a Catamod. Oh no, this is Catasetum Edgar-Pauneto. Yeah, that's a very strong grower. That's actually, I have a hard time figuring out. I think I had 5 new growths this year, so this is a pretty good one. But anyway, as you can tell, this one is going towards dormancy. So basically what you do when they start yellowing, oops, that's falling off. When they start yellowing, it tells you they are getting ready for dormancy. So what you do, you really reduce the watering quite a bit, at least in half, and then you stop fertilizing because there's no need to fertilize them. Their growing season is over. Catasetum have that strange life cycle where they go dormant, they do nothing for a while, and then basically they pack their entire growing season over a period of 6 months, a little less or a little more depending on the plant. But so you do that, and by doing that also you harden them. So what you do is tell the plant that the winter is coming, and so the plant starts thinking, oh, I need to put reserves on, and it's going to start hardening the bulbs. The bulbs are going to fatten, and that's what you want. A plant that goes dormant should be really plump. Now let me give you an example. This is, I mean, if I hit somebody on the head with this thing, it's going to hurt because it's really hard, and that's what you want. And I must say, here in South Florida, and especially this year in Fort Lauderdale, was very rainy, so I don't have to harden much. I mean, the summer did it on its own. There were torrential rains, and every time that happens the bulbs are very plump. So most of my Catasetums are really strong. They're strong plants. there's not much to do. But for most people, they don't live in South Florida, they don't have the humidity we have, they don't have the amount of rainfall we have, and so that you really have to pay attention to your bulbs. I mean, if they are not really plump, if they are fairly shriveled, I mean, this looks shriveled, but it's really hard. Believe me, when you touch it, you can tell this is a hard bulb. So if they are really shriveled, you really want to harden them. So what you do, you don't stop watering entirely. You just give them a really good soaking, and then you let them dry out entirely, and you repeat that until you see that you have some effect and that the bulbs are hardening, and then they go into dormancy, and hopefully they're going to be as hard as this, because then they can withstand the drought for many months. So that's basically what you have to pay attention to right now, and then, well, all the leaves are going to fall off and you're going to start over with a brand new season and fresh new leaves next year. So thank you very much for tuning in, and have a great day. Bye bye.